Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel Fantasy Explained. Today's topic is Squid Game Timeline. Before getting into the story, first let's know a little about the Squid Game. So without any delay, let's get started. Oh Il-nam, also known as Player 001, is a wealthy businessman and the mastermind behind the Squid Game. In his later years, he became disillusioned with life's monotony, despite his wealth, and wanted to experience excitement again. This desire, combined with his cynical view of human behaviour, led to the creation of the Squid Game as a twisted social experiment. In the late 1980s or early 1990s, Oh Il-nam and a group of wealthy elites came up with the idea for the Squid Game, a deadly series of children's games designed for their entertainment and to test the limits of human desperation. The first official Squid Game took place in 1988 or later and has since been held annually or periodically. Participants are chosen from individuals facing extreme financial or social hardships. The games are managed by a frontman and a team of masked staff to ensure secrecy. To run the games, potential players are identified by recruiters, often through a game of dakji. Winners are offered the chance to participate. Recruited players compete in 6 rounds of childhood games, each with deadly consequences for failure. The winner receives a massive cash prize, accumulated from the deaths of other players. The games are held on a remote island, guarded by masked staff. Hwang In-ho, also known as the frontman, is played by actor Lee Byung-hun. He plays a key role in Squid Game. Fun fact, most of you don't realise that Lee Byung-hun is also an Hollywood actor. He's known for Storm Shadow in G.I. Joe franchise and T-1000 in Terminator Genisys. Anyway, Hwang In-ho is a respected police officer in his past and the elder stepbrother of Hwang Jun-ho. Due to financial struggles and his wife's illness, In-ho participates in the Squid Game as Player 132 and emerges as the winner. However, after death of his pregnant and ill wife, he is drawn into the system and becomes the new frontman. In Squid Games, In-ho enforces the rules, oversees operations, and ensures the games run smoothly, acting as a bridge between the organisers and staff. The main character of Squid Game, Seong Gi-hun, we all know as Player 456, is a truck driver, divorced with wife, and has a young daughter, Seong Ga-young, that he cares a lot. With a gambling addiction, once a promising worker at a car company, he was laid off and spiralled into debt. Despite his bad addictions, he is a good and moral man. Cho Sang-woo, we all know as Player 218, was Gi-hun's childhood friend and a financial genius who studied at Seoul National University. Their paths diverged, with Sang-woo becoming a criminal due to embezzlement and fraud. To understand the Squid Game timeline, let's do a quick discuss about main characters and detailed summary of Squid Game Season 1. Besides Seong Gi-hun and Cho Sang-woo and Hwang In-ho, there are 4 more important characters. Kang Se-byok, Player 067, a North Korean escape driven by her dream of reuniting her family. Her cunning and guarded nature help her navigate the brutal games, fueled by her deep love for her younger brother. Abdul Ali, Player 199, a kind-hearted and hard-working migrant worker from Pakistan who enters the games to support his family. His naivety and trust in others often lead to heartwarming moments, but also make him vulnerable to betrayal. Jang Deok-soo, Player 101, a ruthless gangster who thrives on violence and intimidation, using his brute strength and lack of empathy to dominate weaker players. His volatile nature makes him both a fearsome opponent and an unpredictable ally. Hwang Jun-ho, a determined and resourceful police officer who infiltrates the games in search of his missing brother. His investigation uncovers the horrifying truths behind the games, putting him in grave danger as he struggles to expose the truth. Events of Season 1 are set in 2020, 33rd edition of the Squid Games, so in Episode 1, Red Light, Green Light. Seong Gi-hun, a gambling addict drowning in debt. After losing a dakji game against a recruiter, He's invited to participate in the Squid Game. Alongside 455 other financially desperate individuals, the first game, Red Light, Green Light, reveals the deadly stakes as over half the players are killed. Gi-hun narrowly survives with the help of Ali. In episode 2, traumatized by the first game, players vote to end the competition. Back in the real world, they realize their lives are still miserable. Gi-hun struggles to care for his mother, Sang-woo faces arrest, and Se-byok tries to reunite her family. Many players, including Gi-hun, choose to rejoin the game, lured by the prize money. In episode 3, The Man with the Umbrella, the players return, and the second game, Honeycomb, begins. They must carve shapes from honeycomb candy without breaking it. Gi-hun selects the umbrella shape, the most difficult, but survives by licking the candy. Sang-woo begins to show his cunning, while Se-byok and others narrowly make it through. In episode 4, Stick to the Team, the guards deliberately incite chaos in the dormitory by reducing rations, leading to a violent free-for-all. Gi-hun forms an alliance with Sang-woo, Se-byok, Ali, and Il-nam for protection. In the third game, Tug of War, Gi-hun's weaker team survives against stronger opponents using Il-nam's strategic advice. In episode 5, A Fair World, police officer Hwang Jun-ho infiltrates the facility while searching for his missing brother. He uncovers the sinister operations of the games. He also finds out that his brother Hwang In-ho is also once played these deadly games and won in 2015 as a player 132. Meanwhile, the guards' illegal organ harvesting scheme is exposed, resulting in further tension. The players prepare for the next challenge. In episode 6, Ganbu, the fourth game, players are forced to pair up and compete against each other. Emotional betrayals dominate, as Sang-woo tricks Ali, Se-byok bonds with Ji-young, who sacrifices herself, and Gi-hun manipulates Il-nam, who appears to accept his fate. The round ends with devastating losses. In episode 7, VIPs, wealthy VIPs arrive to watch the games and bet on the players. The fifth game, Glass Bridge, tests the players' luck and memory as they cross a bridge with panels made of tempered or fragile glass. Most players fall to their deaths, leaving Gi-hun, Sang-woo, and Se-byok as the final three. In episode 8, Frontman, Se-byok is gravely injured, and tensions rise between Gi-hun and Sang-woo. Sang-woo kills Se-byok to eliminate competition. Meanwhile, Jun-ho uncovers the truth about the games and confronts the frontman, who is revealed to be his brother, Hwang In-ho. Jun-ho is shot and falls into the ocean, his fate unknown. Finally, in episode 9, One Lucky Day, Gi-hun and Sang-woo face off in the final Squid Game. Gi-hun wins but refuses to kill Sang-woo. Sang-woo commits suicide, allowing Gi-hun to claim the prize money. Later, Gi-hun learns that Il-nam was the mastermind behind the games, created for the entertainment of the ultra-rich. Il-nam dies, leaving Gi-hun disillusioned. After initially avoiding the money, eventually Gi-hun decides to leave the past behind and move on. At the airport, Gi-hun prepares to leave South Korea to visit his daughter in the United States. However, he spots the recruiter playing Dak-ji with another desperate individual. Realizing the games are still ongoing, he calls the game's organizers and vows to take them down. And with that, 2020 season comes to an end. As revealed in Squid Game Season 2, Gi-hun wins the 33rd Squid Game on June 10th, 2020, and later he witnessed Oh Il-nam's death on December 25th, 2021. Around January 2022, Gi-hun spots the recruiter playing Dak-ji in the subway but fails to catch him. The majority of the Season 2 takes place in 2023, focusing on Gi-hun's efforts to track down the recruiter and learn more about the games. Eventually, he re-enters the competition, which begins on November 1st, 2024, likely participating in the 37th Squid Game, after missing 4 tournaments since his initial win. So what happened between these 2 seasons, and who's funding the tournaments after Oh Il-nam's death? Comment below your opinions. In Season 2, Episode 1, Seong Gi-hun leaves the airport after confronting the frontman and removes a tracking device from behind his ear. Hwang Jun-ho survives his fall from the cliff. 2 years later, Gi-hun, now living in a fortified hotel, hires his former loan shark, Mr. Kim, and his associates to track the game's recruiter. They find him offering vagrants bread or lottery tickets, with most choosing the tickets. When Kim and his associate confront the recruiter, they are forced into a deadly game of rock, paper, scissors combined with Russian roulette, leading to Kim's death. The recruiter confronts Gi-hun at his base, revealing his past as a soldier in the games and justifying the cruelty by blaming the players. A final standoff ends with the recruiter's death, bringing Gi-hun closer to dismantling the games. Before going any farther, to understand this season better, here is the list of key characters of Squid Game Season 2. Other than Seong Gi-hun, Hwang Jun-ho, and Hwang In-ho, the frontman disguised as player 001, there are more key characters. Kang Dae-ho, player 388, a reserved and loyal player, struggling to cope with the psychological stress of the games. Lee Myung-gi, player 333, a manipulative and cunning player, willing to betray others to survive. And his ex-girlfriend Kim Jun-hee, player 222, pregnant but a determined and resilient player, focused on overcoming each challenge. Cho Hyun-ju, player 120, a compassionate and brave player who often tries to protect weaker participants. Park Yong-sik, player 007, a resourceful player and the son of a participant. Jang Geum-ja, player 149, with her age and experience, she's deeply connected to these children games. Park Jung-bae, player 390, a kind-hearted ally to Gi-hun, often torn between morality and survival. Kang No-eul, soldier 011, a North Korean defector who joins the games as a soldier, driven by a desire to reunite with her daughter. In the game, she desperately tries to stop the commanding officer, a substitute for frontman trying to stop his secret organ harvesting operations. And finally Thanos, not this Thanos. This Thanos, as player 230, a former rapper who lost his career because of drug use, teams up with Namgyu, player 124, both under influence of drugs enjoy the each deadly games. In episode 2, Gi-hun, Jun-ho and Woo-seok discover a lead from the recruiter's jacket pointing to a Halloween party. Woo-seok recruits a team of mercenaries, Gi-hun implants a tracker in himself, and the three devise a plan to locate the frontman. Meanwhile, Gi-hun continues to look after Sang-woo's mother and Cheol. He works with a broker to reunite Cheol with his mother from the north and places a silent call to his estranged daughter. The team infiltrates the Halloween party, where Gi-hun is escorted by one of the game's pink-clad soldiers into a limousine, with his team in pursuit. He confronts the frontman via speaker, demanding an end to the games. When the vehicles following him are shot down, Gi-hun requests to be returned to the games as a player. Kang No-eul, a North Korean defector who seeks to extract her daughter from the north, enters the game as a soldier. In episode 3, Gi-hun wakes up in the game's dormitory with 455 other players. A manager announces a new rule. After each game, players will vote on whether to continue. If the majority votes to stop, the prize money will be shared among the players. Jun-ho and his team lose track of the island after Gi-hun's tracker is removed. Gi-hun notices player 390 is his old friend Jung-bae and advises him to stick with him. The first game is red light, green light. Gi-hun warns everyone that being eliminated means death, but many don't believe him. His warnings help reduce casualties during the chaos. Player 230, a drug-addicted rapper nicknamed Thanos, aggressively pushes others to their deaths. Gi-hun and player 120, Hyun-ju, try to save a player who was shot but not fatally injured. However, No-eul shoots the player dead to end their suffering. After the game, Gi-hun encourages the players to vote to stop the games, revealing he was the only winner of a previous round. Players voting to continue are marked with an O, while those voting to leave are marked with an X. The frontman, disguised as player 001, casts the final vote to continue the games. In episode 4, frontman disguised as player 001 pretends to form an alliance with Gi-hun and shares a story about why he joined the game, which has some truth to it. Player 333, Myung-gi, is attacked by Thanos, and player 124, Nam-gyu. Player 001 stops the fight with ease. Myung-gi's pregnant ex-girlfriend, player 222, Kim Jun-hee, reveals herself to him. Meanwhile, a group of soldiers led by the officer starts stealing organs to sell on the black market. The officer orders No Yul to ignore it, but she refuses. Junho tries to get the police involved, but is unsuccessful. The second game surprises Gi-hun, as it requires players to form teams of 5 for a 6-legged pentathlon, which includes 5 children's games: dakji, bisokchigi, gongi, jegi, and spinning top, all to be completed within 5 minutes. No Yul continues to sabotage the soldiers' organ trade by shooting the living eliminated players. In episode 5, after Hyunju's team wins by working together, other teams are inspired and also succeed. Gi-hun forms an alliance with Jung-bae, Jun-hee, player 001, and player 388, Kang Dae-ho. They all succeed and exchange names after the game, but player 001 lies and introduces himself as Oh Young-il. No Yul is attacked by 2 soldiers involved in the organ trade, who warn her to stop interfering. During the vote, player 001 encourages players to stop the game, but most vote to continue, feeling the prize pool is still too small. Gi-hun tells Jung-bae he's unsure if he can rescue everyone. Meanwhile, Junho and Woo-seok, now with a larger team of mercenaries, keep searching for the island. The third game, called Mingle, requires players to form groups and enter rooms based on a number that is announced. In episode 6, in the Mingle game, players struggle to fit into rooms, leading to tension, betrayal, and the death of allies. In the second to last round, Young-mi falls before reaching the door. Hyunju tries to save her, but Myung-gi takes the last spot, causing Young-mi's death. In the final round, Jung-bae sees player 001 kill another player to secure a spot for themselves. After the game, Gi-hun and player 001 argue about trying to convince others to vote to stop the games, but decide against it to avoid a fight. During the vote, several players, including player 125, Min-soo, who has been loyal to Thanos and Nam-gyu, change their votes to X. The deciding vote again falls to player 001, creating a tie, and players are given a day to re-vote. In the bathroom, Thanos and Nam-gyu pressure Min-soo into changing his vote to O. Myung-gi and other players who voted X step in to defend him. A fight breaks out, and Thanos strangles Myung-gi, who stabs Thanos through the jaw with a fork, killing him. Meanwhile, Junho's team finds a possible entrance on an island, but it turns out to be a decoy rigged with explosives, killing one of the mercenaries. In episode 7, Captain Park of Junho's team is revealed to be a double agent, sabotaging their drone. After the bathroom fight, players realise they can kill others to increase the prize pool and weaken the opposing voters. Gi-hun predicts that players wanting to continue the game will attack that night, but he convinces a small group of ex-voters to stay peaceful, saying the creators of the game are the real enemies. During the expected attack, Gi-hun's group stays hidden, while the rest of the players suffer heavy losses. They only come out when the soldiers arrive. Gi-hun's group tricks the soldiers, killing most of them and taking their guns. They start a rebellion and force one surviving soldier to lead them to the control room. However, more soldiers open fire, and the rebellion weakens when they run out of ammunition. Dae-ho, sent to get more ammo, has a breakdown and can't return. Player 001 betrays the group, killing 2 players and pretending to be dead. Meanwhile, other players who surrender are executed. Gi-hun and Jung-bae are captured. In-ho, now disguised as the frontman, kills Jung-bae in front of a shocked Gi-hun. With that shocking and dramatic scene, Season 2 ends. Season 2 of Squid Game has covered 7 episodes so far, featuring 3 intense games: Red Light, Green Light, the 6-legged pentathlon, and Mingle. This means there are still 3 more games left to be played in this season. These remaining games are expected to be revealed in Season 3, which is set to release this summer. Fans have already speculated about the upcoming challenges, which may include human chess, monkey bars, and the classic Jack and Jill game. Once the new season drops, I'll create a detailed video breaking it all down, so make sure to subscribe to my channel to stay updated. But that's not all. There are exciting rumours about Squid Game evolving into a full-fledged cinematic universe. I've already made a dedicated video mentioned below, so don't forget to check it out. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for the latest updates.